Life has a funny way of coming full circle, doesn't it? One moment you think you've closed a chapter, and the next, the book is wide open again, right back to a page you thought you'd never reread. That's what happened to me. The call came on a Tuesday, a day just like any other. The name on my screen was one I hadn't seen in 5 years. It was my ex-wife's sister. My heart did a strange little flip-flop, a mix of old memories and sudden dread. I answered, and her voice, tight with worry, cut straight to the point. My ex-wife, Sarah, was sick. Really sick. And she was asking for me. The 5 years since our divorce had been a quiet rebuilding. I moved to a small town, started a little woodworking business, and found a simple piece I hadn't realized I was missing. Our marriage had been a whirlwind of ambition, of climbing corporate ladders in a city that never slept. We were a power couple, or so we thought. But the higher we climbed, the further apart we drifted. The arguments became more frequent, the silences longer. The love that had once been a blazing fire dwindled to a flicker, and one day, we both agreed to blow it out. The divorce was amicable, but it left a void. We promised to stay friends, but life, as it does, pulled us in opposite directions. She chased a promotion in another country. I sought refuge in the quiet hum of a saw and the scent of fresh-cut pine. And now this. She was back. Not for a promotion, not for a visit, but because her body had betrayed her. She had come back to the city where we had built and then dismantled our life together, because that's where her family was. And apparently, that's where she wanted me to be too. I drove for 3 hours, the highway stretching out before me like a timeline of our past. I passed the exit to our old neighborhood, the one with the little park where we used to walk our dog. I remembered late-night talks on our balcony, her laughter echoing in the city air. I also remembered the tears, the slammed doors, the feeling of two strangers sharing a bed. It was all there, a jumbled mess of love and pain. Walking into that hospital room was one of the hardest things I've ever done. She looked so small in that big, sterile bed. The vibrant, unstoppable woman I had known was pale, her energy dimmed by illness. When her eyes met mine, a flicker of the old Sarah was there. She tried to smile, a weak imitation of the brilliant grin that had once captivated me. We didn't say much at first. What could we say? Sorry our dreams fell apart. Sorry I wasn't there. I just pulled up a chair and I sat. And in that silence, something shifted. The old anger, the resentment, it all just seemed to evaporate. All I saw was the person I had once promised to love in sickness and in health. I started visiting every day. I'd bring her soup from the deli she used to love, read to her from her favorite books, or just sit with her while she slept. Her family was there. Of course, a constant, loving presence. At first, they were a bit wary of me. I couldn't blame them. To them, I was the man who had let her go. But as the days turned into weeks, they saw that I wasn't there out of guilt or obligation. I was there because a part of me, a deep, foundational part, still cared. We started talking more. Not about the divorce, not about the bad times, but about the good. We talked about our first date, that awkward dinner where I spilled wine all over my shirt. We talked about the time we got lost hiking and ended up spending the night in a tiny, rundown motel, laughing until our sides hurt. It was strange, rediscovering the person I had married. Without the pressures of careers and expectations, we were just a people, sharing memories. She told me about her life abroad, the successes and the lonely nights. I told her about my woodworking, how shaping a piece of wood with my hands gave me a sense of purpose our old life never had. I showed her pictures of the chairs and tables I'd built. She looked at them with genuine admiration. "You always were good with your hands," she whispered, her voice raspy. "You found your art." It was in those moments that I realized something profound. We had failed as husband and wife, yes. We had been terrible at navigating the complexities of a shared life under pressure. But we had never truly stopped caring about each other's happiness. One afternoon, a doctor came in to discuss her treatment plan. It was going to be a long, difficult road. As he spoke, I saw the fear in her eyes. Instinctively, I reached out and took her hand. It felt fragile in mine. She squeezed back a silent thank you. Her sister, who was in the room, just watched us, a small, knowing smile on her face. Later, when we were alone, Sarah looked at me, her eyes clear and direct. "Why are you doing this?" She asked. "Why are you here?" I thought for a moment, searching for the right words. Because I said finally, for a long time, you were my person. And even though we're not us anymore, a part of you will always be my person. And my person is sick. So I'm here. Tears welled up in her eyes, but they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of understanding, of a connection that had survived the wreckage of a marriage. This journey isn't about getting back together. We both know that chapter is closed. We're different people now, and the paths we've chosen are too far apart to merge again. This is about something else. It's about forgiveness. Forgiving each other for the hurt we caused, and forgiving ourselves for the dreams we couldn't fulfill. It's about compassion, about showing up for someone not because you have to, but because your heart tells you it's the right thing to do. It's about redefining what love means. Love isn't always a romantic story with a happy ending. Sometimes it's a quiet presence in a sterile hospital room. It's a shared memory that brings a faint smile. It's holding a hand through the fear. Some of my friends don't get it. They ask me why I'm putting myself through this, digging up the past. But it's not about digging up the past. It's about making peace with it. It's about honoring the love that was real, even if it didn't last forever. And in doing so, I found a different kind of peace, a deeper one than I found in my workshop. It's the peace that comes from choosing kindness over bitterness, connection over distance. Life is messy and unpredictable. It breaks things. It breaks people. But it also gives us the chance to put some of the pieces back together, not in the same way they were before, but in a new way, a way that is perhaps stronger and more honest. I don't know what the future holds for her, or for me. But I know I'll be here by her side for as long as she needs me. Not as an ex-husband, but as a friend. As family. Because some bonds, you realize, aren't defined by a piece of paper or a shared address. They're defined by the history you share and the compassion you choose to show when it matters most. And that, I'm learning, is a love story in its own right. It's not the one we planned, but it's the one we have. And for now, that's more than enough. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever gone through something similar, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more reflections on life's unexpected turns. Take care.